So to see that institutionally, that a major step is being taken here to make sure that citizens participate more into the government, because it is the only solution for compliance with taxpayers. People have to feel certain that when they pay the taxes, it will in return. It is the same reason why a trader invests with the hope of a higher return. And quite frankly, if collectively we pay our taxes, citizens need to be informed of this. We need to take a special effort to talk to citizens, to bring them together. And that is what's happening in my city. And I hope that the same way there's diffusion of successful policies between the states in Nigeria, that cities in Mali will learn from success stories, so that in the end we'll be all better. Thank you again for giving me this opportunity.
Wonderful speech. Yeah, and I love it from that. Wonderful. And you said until 2009 you're not a politician?
No, I wasn't.
Sounded like my governor on the road truck. My governor. Yes, are there comments, questions for those of us planning to travel to Mali? Yeah. So are there, I was hearing of the Boko Haram stuff that half of the country is taken over. So all of the country is taken over. So why do you think what we're experiencing is not coming out for us? That was not happening here.
Thank you, Chairman. I think, thank you very much for that touching experience you shared. I was just thinking whether I need to do the same to my community home than being here. But one thing I'm also seeing learning from this is the application, we've always been talking about attitudes of the taxpayer. We've not touched on the attitude of the tax collector, which is also important in this process. So I think what I'm seeing from you, a big lesson is the attitude you now display to the taxpayers, being very critical. So they trusted in you, the way you approach them, the way you respected them, calling them, discussing with them, how do we do this? Really transparent what that tax is used for. Because people are not, as much as they are not aware and they are maybe educated, but they have a wisdom. Because they are concerned to see, when we give this money, what are we getting really in return? If they don't see anything, then it's naturally any human being, they're running books, how they fail. So I think that is one lesson I'm seeing this experience.
Okay. Economist, Salim,
thank you very much for the presentation, sir. I just had a small question about the level of automation of your tax collection system. Did you embark on any changes in terms of the process of tax collection, or was it just the inclusion of that citizen participation that changed everything? So prior to your going into government, how was the process, and was it simplified or improved later on besides the citizen participation?
Thank you very much, Mayor Samaké, for the wonderful presentation. The experience I think we should draw from this, or the lesson, to focus my sister's submission there, is dedication to duty. And I think we should endeavor to pass this message across to our governors. If such attitude could be put into play, we will definitely achieve a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. Why not just let's do that?
Thank you very much. I want to speak on the area he addressed, the social contract between him and the people. In fact, I was so impressed when he mentioned that all the people they agree on what to do, they were willing to do it. And the tax yield was used to develop the environment and government saw it and intervene and do more for them. I remember when VAT was introduced, the idea was to provide amenities like hospitals, schools, and what have you. But eventually it became a source of revenue where government used it to pay salary. And even companies said that if it were not because of VAT, they would not pay their employees. Instead of them making this money promptly, they now use it to pay their salary. And I want to advise that the taxing public should see revenue agency as providing funds for social amenities and to better the lives of the people. And if revenue agencies are seen to be providing funds to better the loss and the lives of the people, I think they will be more encouraged to pay taxes, there will be more compliance. But when these things are not seen to be done by authorities, even though revenue agencies have no, they only account for the revenue, but they have no any authority to provide. But I think the state governors, the executive should make better use of government revenue so that our people can see it and comply voluntarily. Thank you.
Anything? Water. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for that very inspiring presentation. I'd just like to find out if your city in Mali receives transfers from either the state or the federal government, and what proportion of your revenues are these transfers, or do you rely solely on what you collect within the city? Thank you. Thank you, Mayor, for this presentation. I just want to make these suggestions, and I'm sure we're about to round it up. I'm sure that this the report will be forwarded to the governors. Yes, I want us to really emphasize to the governors on the relationship between good governance and also the level of compliance. Like he said, it's because the people have confidence in him, and that was why I didn't hear him talking about strategies being put in place, yet the revenues started growing. So I think that we need to also pass this information to the governors.
No, but you're talking of 55,000. Lagos is 5. Sorry, Lagos is 15 million.
Yes.
18 actually.
Yes. No, what I'm hoping is for us to emphasize transparency, good governance, and automatically, if you're able to build confidence, the people will begin to comply. You know, I'm not talking about the figures now. I'm talking about the level of commitment to pay. Then also, I want to suggest for these researchers, if they can go further, to also try to give us try to research into the relationship between taxation and maybe the level of insecurity or whatever. Because I believe that these findings will also help us. They are coming from the plateau, and I know the impact or the effects in which insecurity has caused on our own collection.
So they are willing to give more than where they are.
You know, that's why I suggest if your findings can be revalidated, we can go to the field and confirm this. And I also want to suggest, you discover that we are actually the beneficiaries of this particular research. And I feel that your findings will depend on your methodology and the respondents. So I want to suggest that next time you try to get in touch with the people that will really give you, that will answer the question so that your results will actually be what we can really utilize. Because reality, we can see that some of the findings are at conflict with the reality on ground. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, please, final, Dr. Jerome. Jerome is a not professor.
You want to get at me? Well, just to commend the mayor and hope he will sustain the effort. Because if you look at the history of politicians, I don't know what usually happens to them. After a course of time, they normally change. And look at your size. I hope you continue with the good things you are doing. On the more serious note, look at the development literature. What you've just described now is the phenomenon of participatory projecting. And it's normally linked with Porto Alegre in Brazil. I'm happy that something like this is happening in Africa. Just to see whether we can challenge you, at least to publish it too. But rather than referencing, when I was in South Africa, we used to refer to Brazil. In fact, some mayors go there to go and study what they are doing there. So that we can now make Mali a reference point.
So, we are back to the layer of this.